It's Sophie for Hit the Floor, and I'm at the 100 Club with Jason Newsted. How are you?
I feel like $100 at the 100 Club. What do you think about that?
Nice.
No, at least. I'm very happy to be here. It's been a while.
Good. Are you feeling jet lagged, or are you on it? Are you buzzing?
Been a couple weeks in Europe now, so jet lag is no longer a issue, I guess, really. Been very busy. We had 4 in a row over the weekend. Played, where the heck were we? Oh, Sweden Rock on Friday, and Rock am Ring, Rock am Park, and then we played with Mastodon Monday night.
Nice.
So busy,
Very
busy boy. Yeah.
Now, I was reading an interview from you back in January, and you said you feel ready as a band, but you mentally weren't quite ready there.
Oh, did we talk before?
No, I read it online.
Oh, okay.
And I wondered what made you jolt into being ready. What was it that made that transition happen for you?
I'm not sure I'm ready. You know, I think a lot of people that with this kind of creative vibe or whatever, you do better under pressure, and so that's what it comes down to. We rehearsed very hard, and we worked hard on the record. We had a lot of things going on at once. We were trying to complete the LP as we were building the set for rehearsal for this. You know, we have to play different shows. Some 45-minute sets, 55-minute sets, hour and 15 tonight. You know,
Yeah.
so we have to build different things, figure out what songs we're going to do, and piece them in. The band has been together not even 4 months yet.
Wow.
As the 4-piece
Moving
with
fast.
Mike. Yeah, so being ready, I just had to kind of step up to it, really. You know,
Yeah.
I just had to rise to the occasion. So that's we're 21 shows in, I think, now. And so we've got 50 or so more before the end of the summer is done. And talk to me about 40 shows, and I'll let you know we're kicking ass. It's still warming up, and the rust is getting busted off a little bit. But we are finding our place. A lot of good response so far, a lot of good reaction,
That's
a lot of
good.
positive vibes from people. So they're hearing songs they never heard before. There's only a couple that they've heard a couple times, maybe Soldier Head and maybe a little bit of Metallica stuff or whatever. But for the most part, it's a lot to ask people to listen to that new stuff and still have some kind of reaction to it. So considering that's the situation, we're doing pretty good.
Good. And now this is your baby, essentially.
It
So
is,
in terms
yeah.
of your nerves and dealing with reviews and stuff like that, how are you coping? Or are you at the stage now where you just enjoy it and you can ignore any comments about it?
Oh, I'm very much in a state of enjoying it, and I've been involved in something that took heavy metal music to the highest mountain possible.
Yeah.
And I stepped off when I was at the top of that mountain. So nothing can be taken away from me that I achieved. So it helped to achieve some great things, been a part of something that's achieved a lot of great things. So the Grammy Awards and Hall of Fame and all these things pretty much are the pedigree.
Yeah.
People can write whatever review they want about whatever, and it will make no difference to me. I mean, I can't get in the Hall of Fame again unless I get there for an individual like Eric Clapton did. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's, you know, it really can't go much higher than I've gone, and I'm enjoying myself now. This is the first band I've ever formed in 32-year career, and I'm not sure everybody realizes that. Every band I've ever come into was already an existing thing, or just almost existing thing. Flotsam was almost existing. I came in and helped Kelly, and we formed in 1982. You know, and everything else since then, Metallica already existed. I came in as a new engine. Voivod, Ozzy, Echo Brain, every Government Mule, every single one of those already existed. This is the first time that I picked the people and started a band from scratch, with my own name, my own songs, my own words, my own voice. Kind of a new trip.
Now, you've confessed to being a control freak, so how is it when you do have control over
You got that
something?
together over there, man? You sure I'm looking good in there? Okay, what's that? Control freak, what?
Yeah, well, that's exactly how do your bandmates feel about it? Are they like, God, he is a taskmaster? Or do they just accept it and say, he knows what he's doing, we'll let him get on with it?
Yeah, I want things to be right. I don't demand them to be perfect. I just want them to be right. And the people I have together now are very hardworking, clear-eyed, motivated people, and so that they had to be that in order to get in the band. You know, there's a lot of people that can play. A lot of people have nice drum sets. A lot of people have
Yeah.
big guitar amps and all that stuff, but not everybody's cool.
That's true.
And so
yeah.
these guys were cool first, and they were my friends first, and then that's how I got to be a good band. That's how we get along. You know, the playing is its own thing, takes care of itself. Control freak thing, they know I'm determined. You know, I do things with conviction. I like to have things planned out, and I like to execute them. I like the presentation. The presentation of anything is really, really important to me, and representation is the single most important thing to me. Whoever represents me, if they're speaking for me when I'm not there, and those kind of things, that's a really, really, really big deal to me. So I try to kind of show by example, lead by example. You know, and the working days, when we do the working days or studio days or rehearsal days or like that, I am the last one standing at every day. And you know, Jesse Farnsworth, he's 31 years old, so I got him by almost 20, and I'm still standing when he's done. So there's you know, there is something there. I try to set by example. This is what you need to do in order to achieve what we want to achieve. So in that way, I think I do it. I don't feel that I breathe on people's necks or get on people's case or like asshole in that way or, you know, too strict in that way. I am determined to be disciplined.
Plus, it's your name on it, so
Correct.
you've got to be proud of it.
Representation.
Exactly. Now, in terms of your relationships with the bandmates, you've said before other bands it's been more like a business deals, but with this, they're your bros in this band. You hang out, you jam outside of it, but do you think people on the outside can tell that from the music you produce, or is it just how you find it in the band? You just find it more fun when it's with friends, or do you think it shows in the music?
I think both of those things. You know, it's definitely better when you enjoy the people that you're making with. There's no question, makes everything better. The edges are all better and stuff. You know, because a lot of bands exist where we're cool on stage with each other because we've got to earn our dough, but off the stage it's like, holy crap. So that's not a very healthy thing to go at. Not the playing field to play on. Not very good. Not very healthy. You know, we get along well off the stage, and I think that the authenticity of the music shows how much we've been working at it, how hard it, you know, I mean, there's mistakes and sometimes it's out of tune, there's a lot of human factor involved and things like that. I want to keep that intact. It's very important because it's so easy to be able to cheat. You can go with Pro Tools and whack everything up and make it so it's all sounding so perfect, and to me, suck all the human out of it, suck all the life out of it, you know. I really want to do the opposite of that. So to answer the question, I think that the way that we go at it with like almost a punk rock ethic, and this first time out, let the music do the talking. There's no grand production. There's no, you know, like that kind of thing. It's just the music for the first time hearing it.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So.
I want to refer to your painting just quickly, because I've looked at the paintings and it doesn't look like it's a slapdash thing. You look like you work at it and there's layers of stuff there. Are you obsessive with it?
Yeah.
Do you just get in a zone and just keep...
Yeah, the painting is, it's the only other thing that I've really felt purpose with in my life. I mean, it's for sure something that I can stay up for days and days just working on a picture, not even thinking about what day it is, you know. It takes me away like that. And it is involved. And there are layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. And some of the bigger pictures, and I have some that are, you know, like 6 feet by 12 feet and cover that whole wall over there, you know. And I'll have 32 layers, and it weighs, you know, 100 pounds. You know, I mean, it's like a lot of plastic and gunk and stuff on there. Yeah. I try to take pictures as I go with the stages of them, because you always see there can be stories. I use a lot of text and a lot of creatures and animals and lyrics and things like that are all within it, all through the layers. So someday, if somebody is to take pictures like they do with the older paintings we see now, the classics, the Pentimento it's called, and back behind the one that you're seeing is more stuff. And so I'm hoping someday maybe they can photograph my things and they can see all the layers of stories. Yeah, there's always a story to each one of them, or poems or whatever, or lyrics that I follow when I'm listening to some music while I'm painting, and one lyric catches me, I'll just repeat it and repeat it, repeat it on the canvas over and over, layers and layers and layers of it. So that music always plays a part in the painting, so it's still connected quite a bit.
Do you know when you finish a painting though, are you good at stepping away and going, it's done, or are you someone that keeps going back or doesn't know when to just leave it?
It knows when it's done.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is that the same with your music? You can know when that's done, or
That's
is that
tougher.
a different story?
That's tougher. Yeah, it's not tough to know when the song is necessarily done, like that's completed, verse, chorus makes sense now and everything like that. But when it comes time to making the actual album, and you're sending your kids out to represent you when you're not there standing next to them to explain them. Same with the paintings. Sell a painting and it goes out, or put it on an exhibit and it goes out into the world by itself, presenting itself with I meant, you know, you don't get to do that. So with the song stuff, it's hard to know when to say when, because you want it so perfect. Like, oh, it could be a little bit better. We can go one more time, one more. Listen, we can fix that one little simple thing, and oh my God. You know, you get so close to it and so in it that nobody's ever going to hear that crap, but you do. So it's a little bit different with songs, I think, as far as the meticulous nature.
And how well have you done it whittling down the songs to make the album? Because I think you had over 20 and you've got to make it 11. How was that process?
They did choose themselves.
Okay.
As we rehearsed and played through and everything, the cream rose to the top, certainly, the ones, and we discuss it and we record everything, and record every session, audio, video, whatever like that, and watch them back, listen to them back, and see which ones are screaming out to be alive, you know. There's, when we make a set list, it's kind of the same way that Jesse talks about, you know, trying to make the set list, and you're picking which kids don't get to go to Disneyland today.
Oh,
You know? You're staying home, Billy. You know, it's like, so on the album thing, out of those 20 or 21 songs, they're all good, and we like them for different reasons, but which ones go together? Which ones make up a cohesive hour of metal that is, you know, convincing of representational of what we do? So that's really kind of, it tells its own story, certainly. We delivered 13 tracks to the record company, so there's 11 that'll be on the LP and then 2 that are extra for different regions. And that'll obviously be on iTunes and stuff, so everybody will be able to hear the 13. 2 reappear. Soldier Head and King of the Underdogs reappear on the LP. They're on the EP. So Godsnake and Skyscraper will be just instant classics on the EP. Just that's where they will exist for a reason. And then, so we have, what's that leave? 6 on the back burner? Something 5 or 6 that haven't been released that are still recorded, but not presented to anybody yet.
So they might see the light of day at some point.
Oh, I think there's no question about that. The way that iTunes works now and all that kind of thing, and single-based economy that this business is, I think we'll probably share stuff over time, you know, with people.
I wanted to ask you, because when I was researching for today as well, I noticed in a lot of interviews you said how you were surprised at Mike's capabilities of shredding. Now, how did he feel when you acted so surprised at his talent for doing that? Was he like, hey, I've always been able to do it, you should know that?
No,
or was he
no, I think he's appreciative of our comments, I really do. And since he wasn't able to, of course, show us all of that in the first couple days of an audition, and until he was able to get comfortable with us, with the songs and all that, then he could unleash, let it, you know, do what he really does and be himself. He plays a lot. You know, he plays his instrument a lot. In a room in the middle of the night. You know, I mean, that kind of thing. He's still a very dedicated instrumentalist. And it's important to him to be very good on his instrument. I have a lot of respect for that. But I praise him all the time. I tell him right to his face how awesome he is, you know, and how I went and bragged about him at an interview and stuff like that. I do that, and he's going to, oh, dude, you know.
Does he put the links on his Facebook?
Right, he's so not a Facebook dude. I'm going to say no on that. But he surprises me each time, really. What's so cool is an audition, he certainly wasn't going to do his leaps and all his psycho things that he becomes when we play live. He wasn't going to do an audition. You can still see the energy is there, and you can actually feel it.
Yeah.
And he reminded me so much of Piggy in so many ways with his playing and stuff. That's one of the things that charmed me certainly to begin with, was that's got his foot in the door, because he really did catch. I'd see him over there and like, oof, kind of crazy. But now that I see him take off like this, and I stand back a little bit, sometimes I even forget, like let go of the bass for a minute, and he's like, and I'm like, oh, like if I was a kid in the crowd, you know, oh, great. Always do that kind of thing. But the elements, the most important thing I've found so far, there's 2 things. In the music part of it, the dimension and colors that he added to the songs, like you say that he made the heavy songs heavier. That's been my statement, and that's the truth. He spread them out, and because of the things, because he spent so much time playing for so many years, has the ability to just look at a song, go, and make it, you know, expand like this. So that was a great, great blessing that I could not have predicted as far as his last minute writing on the songs that already existed to make them better, and like a real, you know, it had to be done quick. It was a deadline. So that impressed me a lot, and everybody will hear that now, and I will put him up against any of the guitar players anybody think are the shit. I will put him up against now as the guitar player of our band. Like, line him up. He can be as good as any Megadeth guy or anybody. He just is. But he is that good. And on the other side of things, he's been out in the business more recently than I have. Last time I was, you know, this deep in it was 2003, that 10 years ago when I was with Ozzy. And let alone in Europe, I've been for 13 or 14 years. And he has been as recently as October of last year with Staind. So his knowledge of the things that happen on tour now and in the business and all those things that I missed or have not been kept up on or didn't keep up with in the last 10 years have been very helpful for him to give his insight and perspective on things on a daily basis, on how we manage or micromanage from inside the band and things. Very helpful. So those yeah, it's good. Yeah.
So I've got to wrap it up now, but just final question. You know what it is to be a legend in metal and rock. So can you tell me, from looking at the current scene, who you think's got promise to maybe end up with that legendary status? Who do you think's got that special something?
Mastodon.
Is there one front man or one guitarist you think, or anything like that?
As far as in metal and rock too, or just metal?
Yeah.
Rock too. Muse will be legendary. That's the beatable. Like, holy shit. The French band Gojira, if they stick with it, I think they could be metal legends. The Sword, I would like to see become that if they can stay with it. I think they have promise in that way. Now, any individual person that stands out, Corey Taylor, Ivan from Five Finger.
Okay. So
They've been in it for a long time.
Good.
Yeah, they've been in it for a long time, and you can tell. Nothing takes the place of hours and hours of experience. People can see it. If you don't have those hours, people can see right through it. So that's it. There's a lot of promise out there. There's a good handful of bands that still fly the metal flag true. Our spawn, I call them. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I will let you go, but good luck at Download.
Thank
Good
you.
luck tonight.
Cheers.
I think you're off to Denmark, aren't you?
Yes.
Maybe.
Busy day. Busy day, busy week. Yeah, England and Denmark and something this
England
week.
again.
And England again. That's
See you
right.
then.
I don't mind. Cheers.
Thank you.